Mexico City, Mexico. He weighs in at 150 pounds. He is Lucha Reigns!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of IZW Impulse, found exclusively on www.impactzonewrestling.com. This is Greg DeMarco, joined as always by JT O'Sullivan. We have an action-packed show this week. We're kicking things off with Lucha Reigns as he pumps the crowd up, going one-on-one with the Latin Terra-X. As, of course, we roll on towards March the 8th, the Broadway Recreation Center in Mesa, Arizona. JT, the 4, way for the gold. Tonight's main event, a preview of that. We're going to have a 4-way for the tag team gold as the IZW and NWA Arizona tag team champions, Native Blood, defend their titles against 3 different teams, JT. Of course, we've got our action at hand as Terra-X backs Lucha Reigns into the corner. This is our first look at Terra-X in a while, JT. Do you expect to see any ring rust out of the Latin Terra-X?
I believe so, because if you're going to be out of the ring for weeks, months at a time, there's got to be ring rust, because it's going to be almost like an unfamiliar setting for you. Even though the ring is familiar, it's going to be unfamiliar at the same time.
It's not like riding a bike. You have to keep in the ring, involved in the wrestling action as much as possible in order to keep your skills sharp. Of course, the Latin Terra-X here in Arizona from New Jersey, where he is trained by Low Key and Homicide. Lucha Reigns, sharpening his skills, training his art down in Mexico. Grant Man is very mysterious. We don't even know who trained him down in Mexico, but we do know that he has been educated by several Mexican wrestling legends. That's why he dons the mask here in Arizona. Of course, he nearly lost that mask on January 5th, defeating his brother, Lucha Reigns, who we've not seen since that date here in Impact Zone Wrestling. But now he's moving on. Of course, both of these wrestlers are trying to win their way into getting a spot into the Impulse Gauntlet. On March the 8th, we will crown a brand new Impulse champion, the first new title in IZW in over 4 years, JT. Who do you think is going to win a shot at the Impulse Championship?
I don't know, honestly. There's a lot of top competitors in IZW that could go for it. I'm going to have to go with someone maybe like, I don't know, Paige Daly or something. I think he's got a sharp chance at it.
He's been very vocal about wanting title opportunities, as we saw a big monkey flip out of the corner by Lucha Reigns. Only one competitor has even been announced for the Impulse Gauntlet, and that is the one and only Erica D'Erico. She is the first competitor announced for the Impulse Gauntlet. What do you think of her chances, JT? Is she going to have to face upwards of 20 men in order to win and become the first ever Impulse champion?
I don't think her chances are too high at all, because you know what, even though she's pulled upset after upset against all these guys, I don't think she could stand a chance against all these big men in the ring. I think they should all be gunning for it, because she's a possible threat. I mean, she is. She's a threat.
We'll find out on March the 8th at 4-way for the gold, as we just saw Terra-X with a lariat clothesline, drops the leg across the chest of Lucha Reigns, going for the 3. Very nonchalant cover there, JT, as you well know. Maybe underestimating his opponent with not hooking the leg.
I believe he is. He's being very kind of last back with Lucha Reigns there. I'm sorry.
Yep, little lackadaisical. Of course, the man does not lack in confidence in any way, JT, as he's just pulling at the facial features now of Lucha Reigns through that mask. Of course, being unmasked always has to be in the back of the head of a masked Mexican wrestler, because they don't want to show their face the way they represent tradition by wearing their mask. They definitely don't want that to be removed in the course of a wrestling match.
And that'd be a big embarrassment for Lucha Reigns, because in that tradition, it is very embarrassing to be unmasked. It's an embarrassment, especially in the Mexican culture.
Of course, the big cross-face forearms across the face of Lucha Reigns right there we saw as Lucha tries to fight his way back up. Lucha Reigns, formerly one half of the IZW Tag Team Champions, also briefly held the IZW Western States Championship before it was unified with the World title.
Yes, here we go. High flying.
Sunset flip there by Lucha Reigns. Misses the punch, does Terra-X. Lucha now looks to follow up, gets some momentum.
Drills the fist right there. What do we got here? Pinning combination.
Gets the 3 count with the roll up. Oh, no, only 2.
Oh, that was 2.
Only 2, JT.
Come on, count. Do you know how to count?
Only 2. Big forearms now to the face by Lucha Reigns. Irish whip reversed by Terra-X. Boot to the face by the Latin Terra-X. He's looking to follow up, trying to finish off his opponent. Set up here, belly to back suplex. Lucha now trying to find out. Looks like springboard Shiranui by Lucha Reigns. This could do it.
Put a fork in it.
That move has put away many competitors here in Impact Zone Wrestling, and we can add the Latin Terra-X to that list as Lucha Reigns trying to gain entry into the Impulse Gauntlet by impressing the IZW Board of Directors with his win over the Latin Terra-X. Now, JT, let's throw it to a replay and see exactly how Lucha Reigns was able to pick up the victory over the Latin Terra-X now. Springboard's off. Shiranui, you're not going to kick out of that one, JT.
Nope, it's put a fork in it. He's done. And it goes for the 3. Lucha Reigns, your winner.
Triple X Lawrence Tyler, LT, Triple X. We've been trying to search for you, finding in your workout routine, and we've finally been able to locate you. I appreciate you sending me a message on MySpace, letting me know where you'll be. Triple X, how are you preparing for the 4-way for the gold on March 8th at the Broadway Rec Center? Obviously, see you're training hard.
How am I preparing, Rick Ross? How am I preparing? My friend, how does it look like I'm preparing?
You're obviously going to be well prepared for the match on March 8th.
Well, let's get something straight, brother. Let's get something straight right now. You did send me a thing on MySpace, so I tell you what, I'll give you a little bit of time, but I don't have much time. Because I got to finish the job at hand, if you know what I'm saying, Rick Ross. Okay? You can come a little closer. Don't be scared, Rick Ross. They don't bite. At least not you, they won't bite, okay? Go ahead and sit down, buddy. Go ahead and put your leg on him there, sweetheart. There you go. Now, what would you like to ask me, Rick Ross?
You have to allow me to apologize for the situation. How are you preparing?
Ah, that's all right, Rick Ross. Just sit right there and look pretty. How am I preparing, huh? How am I preparing? Let's see. Well, I've got 7 years wrestling experience. 7 years of being a multiple-time champion. Last time I said 3 times, but it's because I want to forget my one loss I had to, we won't say his name. I'm a 4-time world champion in Impact Zone Wrestling. A 1-time RPW and their only champion. Now I'm the first ever unified champion. You know what that means? That means I don't need to train. That means I spent my time training. I've broken my bottom in that ring. Wherever I gotta go, weightlifting, doing whatever it is a champion does. So for the rest of my time, I'm gonna enjoy my reign at the top, Rick Ross. I'm gonna enjoy myself with 2 lovely ladies here and 2 other ones later, my friend. I don't need to train. My training comes in packages. And whoever you put against me in Impact Zone Wrestling, it won't matter. Because just like these 2 women, come March 8th, X is gonna give it to them.
There you have it, wrestling fans. March 8th at the Broadway Rec Center. Triple X, Lawrence Tyler, in the 4-way for the gold. X, do you mind if I stick around for a little while?
Suit yourself, Ross.
This is a match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first in the corner to my right. The previews are over. It is time for your feature presentation from Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 215 pounds. He is the feature presentation, Garland. And his opponent from Phoenix, Arizona, he weighs in at 203 pounds. He is the King of Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, he is paid daily.
JT, we've got a special challenge match on our hands here. It was just announced to the live audience that Jay Garland, the feature presentation, has been signed as the first challenger to go up against Triple X, Lawrence Tyler, in the 4-way for the gold. And one Paid Daily came out and took exception to that announcement, challenging Jay Garland to a 1-on-1 match, trying to prove that if he can beat Jay Garland, he deserves a spot in the 4-way for the gold. And Paid not wasting any time kicking off the action here, JT.
When you have an opponent like the feature presentation, Jay Garland, you got to go out there. You got to be fierce because Jay Garland can take it to you.
Oh yeah, Jay Garland developed quite a reputation, one of the favorite athletes amongst all the fans here at the sets in Tempe, Arizona. As Paid misses the clothesline, misses the elbow drop, high cross body block by Jay Garland. Followed up with a forearm to the face.
He's like a flurry out there. He's just a flurry, like a tornado.
That's right, of course, Jay Garland something you see rarely in wrestling anymore, using the high cross body block as an offensive move, not as a pinfall. Just trying to take the wind out of the sails of Paid Daly. Obviously came out here with fire under himself.
Grabbed him by the chin.
I think he was grabbing him by the facial hair there, JT.
Yeah, by the chin, by the facial hair. That's cheating.
That's cheating. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of cheating out of Paid Daly. Jay Garland is trying to get a leg up now. Paid whips him off the ropes. Huge lariat to the chest.
He went down hard right there. Jay Garland.
Forearm to the face. These two guys just throwing hard shots at both of each other's faces here. Really taking the action to each other. Of course, Jay obviously has the feel as though he's having his toes stepped on by Paid Daly coming out and making that challenge. It was Jay's big moment as he was being announced as the first challenger in the four-way for the gold. Sunset flip now. Paid holding on to those ropes. Big right hand to the face. Caught him right in the eye socket, JT.
Oh yeah, blind his man. He's got to do something, get that extra edge in this match to defeat Jay Garland. If he can beat Jay Garland, that makes a statement to the board of directors. Maybe he can get a spot in that all-important four-way for the gold.
Of course, Paid Daly, well known as one of the toughest wrestlers in the locker room in Impact Zone Wrestling. You don't want to cross paths with Paid Daly on a bad day. You will probably not come out the better for wear in that one, JT. Off the ropes now, picks him up. Sky-high power bomb by Paid Daly now. Yelling at the fans, not following up. Really trying to prove a point, not just in the ring, but outside of the ring as well. But it's wins and losses that count, JT, and that's why Jay Garland is in the four-way for the gold.
Definitely, he's got a really good record amongst a lot of wrestlers here in IZW. The fans like him. Like the fans say, they pay to see Jay. I don't know if I'd necessarily pay to see Jay, but he is good.
Well, I would definitely pay to see Jay, as we saw Paid Daly driving a knee to the small of the back, following up with boots and knees to the back now of Jay Garland, focusing on that body part. Of course, if you take out that back, the base that Jay Garland uses, he's not going to be able to hit him with the special feature and follow up with a pinfall victory in this match, proving his spot in the four-way for the gold.
Actually, I'd pay for a beer right now if I could get one.
I'm sure you would. We might try to weigh the bartender down for you in between matches, JT. Paid continues to go to work on that back. Of course, the NWA Arizona Heavyweight Champion as well as the IZW World Champion is none other than Triple-X Lawrence Tyler. The winner of the first ever four-way for the gold took place back on August 12, 2006, which is how he won that NWA Arizona Heavyweight Championship. Has held it ever since that day. The four-way for the gold now coming to Impact Zone Wrestling. The 2008 version will be on March the 8th.
Oh, he rolls him up.
Quick roll up there by Jay Garland. Only two.
I think that was a ring sense right there by Jay Garland right there, as he was aware, hey, I'm in a position where I could try to turn things around against Paid Daly, but it didn't work.
Of course, Paid going right back to work on that back, maintaining that strategy regardless of the offense that Jay Garland tries to put in. Paid's keeping his focus, trying to wear him down so that he can pick up the victory on this week's edition of Impulse.
He's just clubbing Jay Garland right there, but it looks like more of a street fight right here between the two.
Yeah, Jay, Paid being in control of the match, definitely dictating that pace now. Jay swinging wildly, obviously. That eye still bothering him now. He's punching no one in the corner as Paid follows up with a boot to the gut.
He's punching air right there.
That's right. Jay just trying to fight his way out. Obviously still having a hard time seeing, as now Paid just stomping him in the chest, trying to knock all the wind out of him before he goes back to work on the small of the back. Again, trying to block that special feature, finishing him off for himself. Now just stomping him in the chest. A lot of aggression this week out of Paid Daly. He's always been a very aggressive wrestler, but definitely stepping it up this week. I really think he's trying to prove a point. Maybe he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because he hasn't been placed in title contention by the board of directors since returning to IZW.
It's all about who's hungry, and it looks like at this point Paid Daly is hungry. The self-proclaimed King of Phoenix is hungry here, ladies and gentlemen.
The self-proclaimed King of Phoenix. Notice a little bit of a different physique now on Paid Daly. Used to be a little more chiseled and spending a lot of time in the fighting ranks. You need a different shape to your body when you're doing that. Be able to absorb punishment. It's going to be a big asset to Paid Daly here as he's taking a lot of punishment now. Still in tip-top condition on Jay Garland in this match. Almost looks like he hasn't taken anything, JT.
He's really dishing it out to Jay Garland. And right now, if he can keep the control on Jay, he has a good chance of winning this match and defeating one of the guys in the four-way for the gold. What a psychological disadvantage it would be for Jay Garland if he were to lose this match.
It's a very good point. Momentum goes a long way, JT. And if Jay Garland takes a couple losses on his way to the four-way for the gold, does not bode well. And obviously that's something that the champ would focus on in his strategy for one of his three opponents that night.
And definitely, Triple X Lawrence Tyler is definitely a marked man in that match. Everyone is gunning for him and is looking to take him out.
Oh yeah, but don't think that the wrestlers who have been announced for the four-way for the gold aren't marked men either. Obviously, everyone's going to try to prove a point and gain that last spot in the four-way for the gold. Of course, a second competitor has also been announced, and that is none other than the New York Giant, AJ Summers, been rewarded for his big victory in the Impact Zone Wrestling Invitational Tournament, which he won back on January 5th by being given a spot in the four-way for the gold. One spot remains, JT, and everyone's going to go out of their way to try to pick up that last spot and try to become the new unified champion.
It's all about who wants it more and who is hungry. And I know there's a locker room full of guys that are hungry.
Oh yeah, Jay Garland now dropping the elbow. Only gets 2. Overpaid daily.
Looks like the match has switched in control right here. Now Jay Garland in control here.
Jay Garland trying to control the pace. Picking him up for the special feature. Paid daily has it well scouted. Fighting out of it with those mixed martial arts style elbows to the head. Paid trying to go for a special feature of his own here, JT. Jay obviously knows that move well. Fights out of it. Can Jay hit it this time? Special feature in the center of the ring. Jay with the cover.
And it connects.
That's going to do it. Jay Garland is your winner. Overpaid daily. As he moves towards March 8th in the four-way for the gold, we will find out if the feature presentation Jay Garland can realize his dream and win that championship. As now we take a look at a replay here. Jay Garland with Pay Data up on his shoulders, driving the back of the head.
Better lock your door. 5, 6. Grab your crucifix. 7, 8. Better stay up late. 9, 10. Relics coming back again.
Lehi David Smith not wasting any time getting our next match underway. Attacking Tony Trouser before the bell. JT Lehi David Smith is a man with a purpose right now. Either gunning for Red Rum, or gunning for Relic, or running from Relic, depending on when you talk to the man, JT.
I think when he looks at Tony Trouser right here, he sees Relic's face right there and dishes it out on Tony Trouser. Very smart to attack your opponent. One thing about wrestling, you never turn your back on an opponent. Not anyone, even if someone like Lehi David Smith.
That's right, Relic will be playing the mind games with Lehi David Smith as Tony Trouser reverses into a head scissors with Lehi David Smith, putting him in the corner. Boots to the midsection. Either one with Tony Trouser now. Looking to build this from Steve. Steve rubbing the butt stash, JT.
Mustache butt strikes again.
That's right. Dives into the corner. Big bulldog out of the corner on Lehi David Smith. Tony Trouser now suddenly turning things around. Gets the 2 over LDS. The momentum all in the corner of Tony Trouser right now.
Tony Trouser, if he keeps on charging too quick, he could make a mistake if he's that reckless. See, going up top rope, I don't necessarily agree with it. I think it's very reckless. It never seems to work for someone, especially if someone like Tony Trouser.
Took down with the high cross body. LDS almost
it worked from that time.
Almost moved out of the way. Did Lehi David Smith, of course. Currently claims that he's gunning for Relic. Challenge Relic to a Heaven versus Hell match on March the 8th at the Broadway Rec Center. So we'll see Relic's return to Impact Zone Wrestling. I don't know, JT, the last time LDS met Relic in the ring, he had to spend the next couple of days readjusting his facial features, trying to put him back in position. It was not a good day to be LDS on January 5th at the Broadway Rec Center. Of course, we can now announce Tradition Defined, the name of the show that took place on January 5th at the Broadway Recreation Center. On March the 8th, on our four-way for the gold show, the DVD release of Tradition Defined will be available for the very first time. Then after that, you'll be able to buy it online at RisingPhoenixWrestling.com. Of course, you'll be able to buy many episodes, ICW Impulse, and other Arizona wrestling products, always online at RisingPhoenixWrestling.com. Back to the action at hand, JT, as LDS has him locked in a reverse chin lock there, driving the knee in between the shoulder blades, just trying to wear Tony Trouser down and take away some of that energy that Tony Trouser has become very well known for throughout the state of Arizona.
He's got to slow Tony Trouser down, which he has done, and he's caught him in midair.
High cross body block, Connor now he's got him set up on his shoulders. Big slam in the center of the ring.
Drops him down like a sack of potatoes right there.
mocking the entertainment value that Tony Trouser brings, undoing his tie, just choking him with that tie, JT, obviously trying to take out his aggressions on Tony Trouser, maybe even send a message to Relic if he's watching this broadcast of IZW Impulse in preparation for their big Heaven vs. Hell match on March the 8th.
I believe it's going to be hell for both men in that ring on the 5th, or on the 8th.
Well, we've seen a totally different Lehi David Smith since January the 5th, so we'll find out exactly what he has in store for Relic at 4-way for the goal. Off the ropes, has him set up, big side slam in the center of the ring.
Picked him up like he was a bunny rabbit right there.
He sure did, JT, and of course now playing to the fans, again mocking Relic before he makes the cover.
Nonchalant right there by Lehi David Smith right there on Tony Trouser.
And only gets 2, JT, obviously showing that he's very cocky, very confident in this. Definitely trying to send a message to Relic as well as the fans. You know, I think one of the things that upset Lehi David Smith the most was that while he was getting his face rearranged by Relic, the fans were cheering for those actions that took place in the center of the ring. Something that did not endear themselves to Lehi David Smith, which he's let everyone know about since that date. Of course, has his book bag and his bottle of water in the corner. He's got Trouser now set up for the unprettier. Tony reverses it into a beautiful inverted DDT.
Nicely done, and both these men have now a time to rest and gather their marbles together here to see who will come out on top in this match.
Right. Both men have taken a lot of punishment now. We'll see who gets to their feet first and if they can maintain the advantage and try to pick up this victory in this one-on-one contest. Of course, we already know that LDS involved in a Heaven vs. Hell match on March the 8th. Tony Trouser, of course, trying to impress the board of directors and get a spot in the Impulse Gauntlet and try to become the first ever Impulse Championship. Of course, the world of wrestling, as we got it covered now by Tony Trouser, only gets 2.
No, sir.
Behind David Smith. The world of wrestling has a long-standing history of television championships, and the Impulse Championship is the next in a long line of those titles. Will be defended every week on IZW Impulse once that new champion is crowned. Missing the clothesline, Tony Trouser with several right hands to the face of Lehi David Smith. Big chop to the chest.
Coming back with a vengeance.
Up Irish whip reversal by Lehi David Smith. Looks like he blocked a shoulder tackle there, did Tony Trouser, picking up more momentum, trying to take him off his feet for the clothesline in the middle of the ring. Second clothesline, still not able to
tumbling.
This one, drop kick to the chest, finally takes Lehi David Smith off of his feet, does Tony Trouser.
Got aerial right there.
Looks like he's getting ready to follow up. Throw some more of his body weight at Lehi David Smith, which has been his MO in this match now, throws him over. Does Lehi David Smith. Trouser caught himself, drops that neck across the top.
Ties himself some time.
Looks like Trouser's going back up for the drop trow, JT.
Going to the well one too many times right here. This is like the second or third time I've seen Tony Trouser go up to the rope here.
David Smith just kick pops Ballard over to the ropes, knocking Tony Trouser down.
Very smart there. Smart right there.
Not in a good position. As Lehi David Smith looks like that took a lot of the wind out of Tony Trouser.
Oh yeah.
He's
right to
gasping
the
for air on the
midsection.
top rope. Lehi David Smith having his way with him now. Has him set up for that neck breaker. Reverse Tower of London out of the corner by Lehi David Smith. That might be all she wrote for Tony Trouser, JT.
No escape, no retreat for Tony Trouser right here. He went to the well one too many times and it cost him.
3 count is indeed what we see out of Lehi David Smith. Gets the victory over Tony Trouser now. Still talking about Relic. March the 8th, we will see Heaven vs. Hell, Lehi David Smith versus Relic. We're going to throw it to an instant replay now. Take a look at just how LDS was able to pick up the victory over the entertainer Tony Trouser. Again, your winner on this week's edition of IZW Impulse.
Wrestling fans, I am backstage with El Cholo Mike G. Now Mike, you are the first participant to be announced in the Impulse Gauntlet on March 8th at the Broadway Rec Center. What do you plan to bring to this innovative match?
Alright, before we talk about this Impulse Gauntlet for the title, I just want to, show everybody we got the beads going for my homie Nate. Reinstate Nate, just throwing that out there. Now for this gauntlet, I don't know how many people are going to be thrown in there, but it doesn't matter. They can throw 15, they can throw 20, they can throw as many as they want. But there's only one person that deserves that belt, and that's in Metal right here, and Metal Mike G. So come March 8th, just letting everybody know, putting them all on check, I'm winning that match, and that's the way it is, regardless.
On March 8th, we will find out if Mike G, accompanied by La Shy Girl, can win the Impulse Championship.
I hate you, you piece of hippie crap!
just had an impromptu tag team match. A lot's actually happened during our break here.
I would have won this tag match. We would have won this tag match. And we would celebrate it in a very straight way. So Nate, I challenge you to 5 more minutes in this very ring.
We come out of the closet.
And I promise you, you will not walk out of the sets tonight in front of all these nasty Arizona hicks. So, what do you say, Monkey Boy?
It looks like we're gonna have a match though. See Little Nate now, he was already leaving. Little Nate back in the ring. Was followed by Fearless Jack Bull. We got Johnny Rocks back out. In case this thing comes in the way. We've got a referee, JT O'Sullivan now, getting back into the broadcast. JT,
man, I'm sorry, I had to get my
drink. Happen.
That $1 kamikazes. Come on, you can't say no to the $1 kamikazes.
We've got one-on-one action here. Little Nate and Sexy. I'm good, JT, but I appreciate the offer. Sexy Sonny Samson now throwing Little Nate out. Nate reverses out of it, trying to grab that neck. Sonny's lucky that he was able to move out of the way. Boom! Power slam in the center of the ring on Little Nate is Sexy Sonny Samson. Sonny obviously not happy about the reinstatement of Little Nate, JT.
That was not a laughing matter right there. Not at all.
The tag team action that we saw was brutal. We didn't even have our cameras rolling. Like I said, it was intermission.
I know, I missed it.
We've got action in the center of the ring. It didn't last very long. Things broke down very fast. We had an official out who was not able to control the action. It was a very dangerous situation. We had fans all over the place. The fight easily spilled down into the floor and throughout the bar area here at the sets in Tempe, Arizona. Luckily, we're able to regain some control here and keep everyone in a safe position. But now we've got a match. Again, Little Nate and Sexy Sonny Samson. Tommy Drake and Jack Bull still out here. That's not a good situation for anybody.
Well, those two hate each other just as much as these two guys do. I'm just telling you, it's bad blood here, all forms here.
Little Nate, of course, has not been competing in IZW, has been suspended. Finally reinstated, and Sonny just working over the back now. Nate seems to be out on his feet, JT.
Little Nate in a lot of pain. That lower back's going to be excruciating. That's chiropractic city for Little Nate right there. If he continues to work on that back, which would be very smart of Sonny Samson right here to do that.
Just going to work on the back of Little Nate is Sexy Sonny Samson. Sonny just cowering over him. Sonny not in a good mood about the reinstatement of Little Nate. Of course, Sonny came here tonight expecting to be in a one-on-one competitive match with Fearless Jack Bull. That obviously not going to happen at this point, JT. I don't know what we're going to do in the second half of our program, as that was one of our scheduled one-on-one matches.
A fearless animal right there, just going after his prey and making sure that his prey is done and down. That's what Sonny Samson is doing right now to his prey right now. Little Nate is his prey, and he has captured him, and he is torturing him until he goes for the kill. That's how I see Sonny Samson right here.
Just a limited edition Tommy Drake directing traffic over there in the corner. We just saw Sonny a moment ago rubbing the face of Little Nate into the match before stretching him across the inside of Sonny's leg. Now trying to pull his pants off.
This is a full move right there.
Going for every bit of embarrassment possible. With Little Nate belly to back suplex, just delivering more punishment to the back of Little Nate. I almost think that Sexy Sonny Samson has decided that if Little Nate's not going to be suspended from competition in IZW, he's just going to try to take him out on his own, JT.
I believe so. It looks like he's taking him out right here with the camel clutch right here. Look at that small of the back right there. You can see the pain. Well, you can't see the pain right now, but you can only imagine the pain that's going through Little Nate's back right now. It's got to be excruciating, like 1,000 knives is stabbing at his lower back.
There's Tommy Drake very happy with what's going on. Just egging Sonny Samson on here, telling him to wrench back on that back of Little Nate.
Throws the
Jack
towel.
Bull just throwing the towel.
I guess there's been enough. He's seen enough.
He has seen enough. Now he's coming into the rescue of Little Nate. Sonny was not going to let go of the back. And Nate's not even moving in the center of the ring there. I mean, we see him, his chest moving up and down, he's breathing, but He is not in good shape here, JT.
He's as angry as the color on Little Nate's pants right there. Can you believe that?
We need to get some help out here for Little Nate. Jack Bull's trying to call for some help. Obviously, Tommy Drake and Sonny Samson very proud of themselves here. This is not a good day for Little Nate. Finally got reinstated in active competition, and I don't even know if he's going to be able to compete in IZW for a while. He's in bad shape. He's probably injured. JT's going to have to take him to the hospital.
It's not looking good for him. The doctors are going to be having a lot of fun over there in Tempe Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital down the street.
Jack Bull, we got Navajo Warrior now in the ring. Coming to the end of Little Nate.
Serious.
This is not a good situation.
Wrestling fans, this is Greg DeMarco backstage with Steamin' Jimmy Freeman and the great Ryan Lynch. Gentlemen, you two, tipping the scales at a total combined weight of 557 pounds, are competing later in the tag team 4-way for the gold. What are you going to bring to this match to capture the unified tag team championship belts?
Well, first of all, we are taking on some amazing superstars tonight with a great established tag team like Navajo Warrior and GQ Gallo. We're taking on the Pirates. And we are going to take on, who's the other opponent?
It's like
the 602 crew or something?
Yes, 602 breaking.
I haven't personally faced them yet, but I heard they're good contenders.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have, there's an Arizona bred, and there is like this Irish hand.
Something like
Irish hand grenade, Marty Murphy.
Yeah.
Something like that. Basically, though, we're feeling this a little unfair. I mean, we understand that there's a lot of them, but look at the size of us. I mean, look at, with the weight,
pure muscle. Pure muscle.
It's going to be tough for them. I mean, that's why they're putting us in with them. I mean, with that combined weight of 560, I mean, we're putting pounds out by the day. Right now, we're gaining weight.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been working out all day, so I mean, it's fantastic.
I can see the weight just pounding on right now.
It really is. It truly is. So, I mean, tonight they're taking on the king of the fatal 4-way. We've got that advantage going for us as well, and his fierceness. We're bringing it tonight.
Have you seen me in my last few matches? In the last few matches, I've been doing nothing but dwelling and drilling on my opponents, just beating the living. I don't want to cuss. I don't want to cuss.
Hold it back. Hold it back. The intensity, save it for the family show. Save it for the family show.
I can't do that. I just can't cuss. Lance, you gotta help me out here, man. I'm just
pain. That's all we're saying. Pain from Jimmy.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Later tonight, the 4-way for the tag team gold. Steamin' Jimmy Freeman and the great Ryan Lynch try to win the belts.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, from Hilo, Hawaii, weighing in at 238 pounds, he is the IZW submission specialist. He is the Hawaiian Lion. And his opponent in the corner to my left, hailing from Salem, Oregon, weighing in at 190 pounds.
JT, we get to see the set's debut in IZW here for Chris Klash out of the Pacific Northwest, a very well-known wrestler up there, bringing his talent and his skills down here to the state of Arizona, and he walked right in, talked to the board of directors, demanded the best competition possible, and he sure did get what he was asking for. JT going one-on-one with none other than a 3-time former IZW World Heavyweight Champion, the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, one of the best wrestlers ever to come to the state of Arizona. Chris Klash sure has bit off a lot in this one, JT. We'll see exactly what he's made of in no short period of time here in this match.
He picked the biggest dog in the yard right there with John the Hawaiian Lion right there. I mean, you come into someone else's yard and you go and find the biggest dog, and he did right there. I mean, that's saying a lot right there for a guy that's from Salem, Oregon.
Very impressive physically is Chris Klash, well-rounded individual, very accomplished wrestler in the Pacific Northwest. Not an easy region to become an accomplished wrestler in due to level of competition. But he's in a whole other world now, JT, going one-on-one with the Hawaiian Lion. I hope he realizes what he asked for with this Lion in this match, JT. We'll find out exactly what Chris Klash is made of.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Hawaiian Lion, but he will bring it to you in that ring. He's made many wrestlers tap out in numerous matches, even one of my favorite wrestlers, Jacob the Riot Herzberg. So that says something right there.
May not be one of your favorites, JT, but he is one of the favorites of the fans here at the Sets in Arizona. A long-standing wrestler in Impact Zone Wrestling, taking a couple hard forearm shots by Chris Klash. Follows up with an Irish whip. Irish reversal by Hawaiian Lion, takes him over the big Beal throw, follows it up with a clothesline.
I don't think we're going to be seeing much wrestling in this match. Oh,
Drop
nice.
kick to the face.
That was totally awesome.
Drop kick to the face of Chris Klash there. Klash able to kick out at 2. Realizing now that he's in for the fight of his life with the Hawaiian Lion.
I don't see we're going to see too many headlocks or any step over toe holds or anything like that in this match.
We don't really know what Chris Klash brings to the action, JT.
I can already tell right here that it's going to be a fight. Look, he's using the rope right there to choke Lion out right there, ignoring the referee's count right there. He's got till 5 to break it.
That's exactly what he tells him now. I have till 5, referee. Of course, Chris Klash, maybe he wants a spot in the 4-way for the gold, JT. He came right in, talked to the board of directors, said, give me the biggest guy you got. They said, how about the Hawaiian Lion? I don't even think he knew what he was getting himself into. He's about to find out now. Lion taking to the corner, spreading that chest out. I think Chris Klash is about to meet the Hawaiian Lion. Welcome to Impact Zone Wrestling, Chris Klash. He's got nailed with the Lion chop, and it looks like John Williams may give him another one. A European uppercut now, knocking Chris Klash off of his feet.
Hawaiian Lion slapping around this guy like a 3-year-old right here.
Standing tall, showing him who's in charge. Another Lion chop to the chest.
The redness.
That's going to hurt in the morning if it doesn't already hurt right now, JT.
Well, it's going to be hurting, I think, for a week.
Snaps him over with the suplex.
Beautifully done by the Hawaiian Lion. Go for the cover. Doesn't hook the leg right there. I think he should hook the leg right there. I don't care who you're in the ring wrestling. You've got to hook that leg, and I will stress it every show until I'm blue in the face.
Well, the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, is going to beat you one of 2 ways. He's either going to pound you into submission by throwing you all over the ring, or he's going to lock you up, either make you tap out because you don't want him to break your arm or break your ankle. That's what he's been known for. He was a very accomplished wrestler, not only here in the States, but over in Japan. Competed in the Japan League tournament. Has defended the IZW World Heavyweight Championship in Japan when he held that title. Very well known all over the world as the Hawaiian Lion, JT. Back here at his home promotion in Impact Zone Wrestling. As Chris Klash now on the offense is trying to wear the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, down. Obviously took a beating at the hands of the Hawaiian Lion. Wants to get some of that energy out so he can himself inflict a beating on the veteran of IZW competition.
I think Chris Klash's key to success is to work on a body part with Hawaiian Lion, especially anything to do with maybe the legs or the arms, especially maybe the arm, because he hooks that ankle lock right there. That would be, if he hooks it onto Chris, that's big trouble for Chris. And I see Chris tapping out if that happens.
Whereas Chris Klash, they're trying to let everybody know who watches Impulse every week that he thought it was a 3 count, almost got rolled up with a 3 count himself there by John Williams.
He turned his back on John Williams right there, and that's not a smart thing to do, especially someone of the caliber of John Williams right there.
The Hawaiian Lion whips Klash into the corner, almost catches a boot to the face, very smart. Step up enziguri by John Williams, nearly knocking Chris Klash out. His eyes are glazed over. I don't think he knows where he is.
Tweety birds are dancing around the head right now of Chris Klash.
Still able to kick out on instinct.
I think he thinks he's back in Oregon right now.
He may think he's back in Oregon, which is okay for him, where he's very accomplished, very well-known wrestler. Still able to kick out at 2. There you see a good example of the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, using a pin attempt as an offensive move, making Chris Klash use his energy to kick out. Breaks the chin over the top of the head, forearm to the face, now whipping him through. Backdrop suplex.
Freaking flyer miles right there.
Chris Klash is not in a good situation here, JT. Hawaiian Lion could be going for that reverse figure 4. He's got him in perfect position for it. Looks like exactly what he's going to do. We're really about to find out what Chris Klash is made of here, as he's locked in that reverse figure 4 in the center of the ring.
Seesaw matchup right here, and I think it's
no
over
choice
right
but to tap out before he breaks his ankle. The Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, picks up the victory over Chris Klash as he gets ready to head towards March the 8th. We don't know what the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, will be doing. There we saw he hit him with a huge backdrop suplex. And gets ready to follow up with the reverse figure 4. Obviously, John Williams would love to be put into the 4-way for the gold and get another shot at that Unified Heavyweight Championship. Whoever stands across the ring from the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams, better know that they're in for the fight of their life. Again, your winner is the Hawaiian Lion, John Williams.
Wrestling fans, this is Greg DeMarco backstage with Beaver Las Vegas. Now Beaver, you have requested this interview time. I have no idea why we're here, Beaver. Tell us what the deal is.
That's right, Marky DeMarc. Let me tell you something, fans of IZW, long time no see. For me, that's a good thing since I don't have to look at your ugly mugs. For you, that's a bad thing since you don't get to see this greatness. But I know what you're gonna say. Beaver, the last time we saw you, Lucha Reigns demaskified your boy, Mucha. Well, we're certainly mad about that. But that's not why I'm here. You see, ever since Mucha lost his mask, well, maybe I shouldn't call him Mucha anymore. He's been out on the streets, fighting everybody. Big, tall, fat, small, he takes on them all. And he's been winning too. So folks, allow me to reintroduce you to Sergio Vega. That's right, folks. Here is a man so strong that when he taps you on the back, he snaps 3 of your vertebrae, you'll never be able to walk again. Here's a man so tough, he can kill you 3 times before you hit the ground. Here's a man so fast that he'll break each and every one of your ribs and your sternum in the blink of an eye. And here's a man with such all-around talent that he's gonna rise to the top of an IZW. So what you're looking at is the return of Beaver Las Vegas and the return of Sergio Vega.
Gentlemen, these are elimination rules, meaning if one member of your team is thrown over the ropes, they are eliminated. They are pinned, the whole team is eliminated. They need to be pinned, yes.
That's not, no, whatever. I hate to prove that.
I know.
You gotta change the rules.
I can't change the rules. I'm just the announcer. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, from the high seas, at a total combined weight of 435 pounds, Dread Pirate, Miracle Mike James, they are Skull and Bone. And introducing in the corner to my left, is this right?
That's correct.
5? Ladies and gentlemen, a total combined weight of 550 pounds. He is the great Ryan Lynch and Stephen Jimmy Freeman. And in the corner to my left, at a total combined weight of 408 pounds, he is the Irish hand grenade, Marty Murphy, and his tag team partner, the Grand Canyon Gladiator, Jacob the Ryan Herzberg. They are the 602 Wrecking Crew. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your IZW NWA Arizona Tag Team Champions at a total combined weight of 510 pounds. He is the Ghost Walker, G.Q. Gallo. And his tag team partner, this is elimination rules. If you are pinned, your team must leave the ring.
Jacob sucks! That's real funny. That's real funny.
It's main event time on IZW Impulse as we have the 4-way for the tag team gold. Native Blood defending the NWA Arizona Tag Team Championships and the Impact Zone Wrestling Tag Team Championships against 3 teams. We got the Great Ryan Lynch and Stephen Jimmy Freeman. We've got Skull and Bones, Miracle Mike James and the Dread Pirate Bernie, and JT O'Sullivan's favorite tag team, the 602 Wrecking Crew, the Irish Hand Grenade, Marty Murphy, and Jacob, the Riot Herzberg. Everyone's gunning for the champs, Native Blood, Ghost Walker GQ Gallo, and the Navajo Warrior. And JT, a big factor in this match is the experience factor, as Native Blood combined probably has more experience, in fact they do have more experience in the wrestling ring than all 6 of their opponents combined do, JT. obviously a factor that their opponents are going to have to overcome in this one, as we've got Ghostwalker starting things off with the great Ryan Lynch.
And actually, these teams have a lot of history with each other. It is the 602 Wrecking Crew, my boys, that defeated Native Blood on the, I think it was the December 4th show of Impact.
The first ever edition of IZW Impulse saw the 602 Wrecking Crew win those tag team championships from Native Blood. Of course, with the help of Doink the Clown, causing the disqualification. That match did carry a stipulation that if there was a disqualification, Native Blood would lose the titles. And the 602 Wrecking Crew did carry those belts for a short period of time, lost them back to Native Blood in the unification match with the NWA Arizona Tag Team Championships on January the 5th at the Broadway Rec Center. Native Blood has held those titles since then, but of course they have a tall order to face here this week. Not necessarily a tall order in the great Ryan Lynch, but a tall order in taking on 3 tag teams in one match.
We can't forget the feud also with Skull and Bones versus Demon Jimmy Freeman and Ryan Lynch right here. Speaking of Ryan Lynch in the ring, we can't forget their feud that they had where they swapped victories.
They have swapped victories, and then of course Freeman and Lynch did defeat Dread Pirate Bernie in a handicap match just a short time ago on IZW Impulse. There you see GQ Gallo favoring that ankle, which has been injured, of course letting Ryan Lynch know that he's tossing him around the ring even while he has an injured ankle.
And I think that can work towards all the other teams' advantages of the injuries of Native Blood with Gallo's ankle and with what was rumored Navajo Warrior's head concussion that he heard about.
We haven't been able to get that confirmed. Navajo Warrior keeping that quiet. Will not admit whether or not he's had a concussion. Doesn't want his opponents to have that advantage. Of course, you see in the far corner, the great Ryan Lynch just tagged in Dread Pirate Bernie. A little more biting off the same size there. Dread Pirate Bernie and GQ Gallo. Gallo now definitely has to change his strategy. He was tossing around Ryan Lynch like a rag doll. Now he's got to go one-on-one with a bigger man, 250 pounds of Dread Pirate Bernie.
You got 2 of the biggest guys in the match in the ring right here.
That's right, 2 out of the 3 biggest guys. They lock horns. There's a lot more different reaction you're going to get in a GQ Gallo against Dread Pirate Bernie here. Throws him across the ring into the ropes. Even Gallo very surprised at the strength of the Dread Pirate.
I hope the ring was reinforced for this match because that's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight in the ring. Very crowded place to be right now. 8 competitors all gunning for the Unified Tag Team Championships. Of course, we were notified right before this match, JT, that it has been signed. We were supposed to see it on this week's episode. Sexy Sonny Samson versus Fearless Jack Bull. Because of the reinstatement of Little Nate, the impromptu tag team match, and then the impromptu one-on-one match with Sexy Sonny Samson and Little Nate. The one-on-one contest that we had signed did not take place. However, on March the 8th at the Broadway Rec Center in Tempe, Arizona, we will finally get to settle the score. It will be Fearless Jack Bull going one-on-one with Sexy Sonny Samson.
Boy, is that going to be a fight. I'll tell you. Fists will be flying, teeth will be flying, whole 9 yards right there in that kind of match.
That match, of course, in addition to the Heaven versus Hell match with Lehi David Smith, going one-on-one with Relic. And then we'd be remiss if we don't remind everyone about the Impulse Gauntlet to crown the first ever Impulse champion. And in your main event, the 4-way for the gold, Triple-X Lawrence Tyler defending against 3 competitors for that Unified Championship. We already know the New York Giant AJ Summers is one of those, and the feature presentation Jay Garland is the other one. We'll find out on next week's edition of IZW Impulse just who the 3rd competitor is going to be. As we return to the action here, the headlock being applied by GQ Gallo on Dread Pirate Bernie. Gets him now locked in the head scissors to get out of it. Nip up by GQ Gallo. Goes right back to work with that headlock.
Boy, timing is everything in this match right here. If you can get the big guy down early right there, that could hold an advantage, especially one of these 2, if they're down and hurt, could be a major advantage for the smaller guys in this match.
Not only if you noticed it earlier, though, the veteran Gallo, while he had him in the headlock, just talking trash to the Dread Pirate. Bernie, though, standing tall against GQ Gallo in this one. Really trying to prove his worth up against the veteran competitor now. Both guys tagging out of the match.
What we got going on here, we got the great Ryan Lynch and
great Ryan Lynch. Oh, now he tags him in. The great Ryan Lynch and one of your favorite wrestlers, Jacob the Riot Herzberg, getting ready to go one-on-one.
He's going to tear it up in that ring.
Jacob, very accomplished amateur wrestler, very accomplished professional wrestler here. Very decorated athlete.
Only 20 years old.
In Arizona. One of the youngest competitors now as they lock horns. Jacob with the go behind just throws him into his own corner.
Wipes him away like he's nothing right there.
Ryan Lynch with a big smack to the chest. Jacob firing back. Now,
come on, Jacob.
Windmilling him over there. Both guys stepping on their feet there. Break of the eyes. This is breaking down, JT. We haven't seen technical grappling like this in a long time. Pulling the ear is the great Ryan Lynch. Who pulls an ear anymore? Now just slapping the nose. These two guys are really pulling that off stops. All their opponents are laughing at them, JT.
I know Jacob better than anybody. He's going to try to one-up him.
Paint brushes the face, does the great Ryan Lynch. Blocks the right hand now. Got him set up for the mandible claw. The great Ryan Lynch with the mandible claw on Jacob the right Herzberg now. Jacob sends him off. Cocks back that right hand. I don't think Jacob's playing any games anymore, JT.
No, he's going to try to one-up Ryan Lynch right here because Jacob is probably one of the most competitive wrestlers I've ever seen here in the IZW roster.
Now just tags in the Navajo Warrior. And it looks like the great Ryan Lynch trying to tag out to Miracle Mike James, who we have yet to see in this match.
No, we haven't. We have yet to see this guy in the ring. We've seen everybody but him and the Marty.
That's right. We haven't seen the Irish hand grenade Marty Murphy yet. We haven't seen Miracle Mike James, nor the Navajo Warrior, but they're in competition now.
Here we go. Some fresh meat in the ring right here.
Of course, now Mike James crawling across. Wonder what would have happened there if he tagged in GQ Gallo, JT.
They would have to wrestle each other.
Under the rules of the match, you could tag in somebody's partner, and they do have to be battle with each other. Hopefully they won't pin each other. Are they eliminated or do they win? We don't even know. Ooh. Big back suplex there by Navajo Warrior.
Chop City right there.
Just chops the chest of Miracle Mike James. Navajo, very well known for those chops that he delivers.
They will leave a definite red mark on your chest for a couple of weeks.
Tomahawk chops. Yeah, well, Miracle Mike James doesn't have any at this point. Took 2 tomahawk chops there from Native Blood. Doesn't even know where he is. Boot to the stomach by Navajo Warrior. Picks him up under his body slam. Navajo building momentum with the elbow drop to the chest of Miracle Mike James. Covers him with the elbow in the face, JT.
That's pretty brutal. He probably smudged the nose right there of Miracle Mike James right there.
This Miracle Mike James, one of the most pierced competitors in Impact Zone Wrestling. Now he's got a strange alliance. Double elbows by Jacob the Right Herzberg and Navajo Warrior going for the high five. Navajo doesn't seem to be too happy about that. Ducks out of the way. Oh, a chop for Jacob as well. JT, and another one up against the ropes.
It looked like Jacob was going to buy like a used car from Navajo Warrior right there. I don't know if that would have been a wise investment for him right there.
Trying to make a partnership. Oh! Taking more chops now thanks to GQ Gallo on the outside. Navajo Warrior talking to the crowd. Really getting ready to deliver some punishment. Look, Navajo smiling, talking trash. Oh! There's, he sends him into the boots of GQ Gallo.
Jacob's like a ping-pong ball right there, going back and forth between Navajo Warrior and GQ Gallo right there.
Jacob took a lot of punishment on the outside. Mike James trying to take advantage, only gets 2.
Smart right there, but he's not going to pull one over my boy, Jacob the Right Herzberg.
Well, your boy might need to tag out there. He just got driven to the mat with the innovative offense by Miracle Mike James. 2 count. Marty Murphy coming in to break up the count now, trying to cause trouble with Native Blood as well.
Hey, they're going to win this match. I got money riding on these guys.
You have money riding on those guys, as you always do, JT. Hopefully that was a wise choice. We'll find out. Of course, get settled, JT, because we are in for a long one. With 4 teams, we need to get 3 eliminations taken care of. And as hungry as all these teams are for those belts, it could take a while to get this issue settled here tonight at the Sets in Tempe, Arizona. Order another drink and eat a sandwich, because you could be here for a while.
You got absolute power in the ring right here with that Irish hand grenade, Marty Murphy from Omaha, Nebraska. I tell you, absolute power in the ring. He's going to manhandle Miracle Mike James right here. All he needs to do is throw him around like a rag doll.
A lot of Arizona fans may not know that there is quite the population of Irish people in Omaha, Nebraska. And one of the biggest and the baddest, the Irish hand grenade, Marty Murphy, made his way to Impact Zone Wrestling, forming a great tag team, the 602 Wrecking Crew with Jacob Ryan Herzberg. Again, of course, Herzberg. Again, of course, former IZW Tag Team Champions, as JT is quick to correct me, it is Jacob Herzberg. Herzberger go behind there. GQ Gallo trying to lock up that ankle of Marty Murphy. Jacob quick in to save his partner. Don't want to get eliminated early in this match, JT. You want to be there at the end and capture those belts.
Of course.
This may be smart for all 3 teams to try to take Native Blood out of the equation and then find out who's going to be new champions there. Follow-away slam by GQ Gallo.
He just picked up the Marty like he was a bunny rabbit, like I was saying earlier in that last match.
JT O'Sullivan's done a lot of research on these 2 men. He no longer goes by the Marty JT. He's now the Irish hand grenade Marty Murphy. Show the man some respect.
I apologize, Marty.
2 count there by GQ Gallo. Not able to pin Marty Murphy just yet. You're going to have to do a lot more to wear down the Irish hand grenade if you're going to get the victory. Almost over here in our broadcast position now, JT.
Hey, watch out. You're running for cover here.
Could get interesting. Throwing him back in the ring is GQ. Marty Murphy tagging out now, it looks like.
Very smart right there.
Ryan Lynch didn't fare too well his first time with a member of Native Blood. Now he's going to go one-on-one with the Navajo Warrior. We'll see if he can do any better. No, he's tagging his own partner. He's throwing his partner under the bus now, making Jimmy Freeman.
This is definitely a size mismatch right here between these two.
Of course, Steamin' Jimmy Freeman and the great Ryan Lynch have been referred to by the IZW fans as Skyscrapers 2.0 due to their massive size. Of course, introduced here tonight at a total combined weight of 557 pounds.
Hey, you know, those are big boys right there. They're ready to play.
Yeah, they seem to
count them out.
Gain pounds every episode that we have here of IZW Impulse. They might even be a little heavier now as this match has gone on. Another chop. Navajo just delivering chops for everybody, JT. We have a lot of red chests in the morning.
I know I saw him at Burger King before the show started, so they're definitely trying to put on those pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Eating all those double Whoppers with cheese.
Navajo there clotheslining Jimmy Freeman out of his boots now. Looks like he's setting him up for Samoan drop. He's not even Samoan, JT, but he hits the Samoan drop. Gets the two, the great Ryan Lynch in to break up the pinfall.
Exclamation point right there with that Samoan drop that the Navajo Warrior applied to Steamin' Jimmy Freeman and tags in Miracle Mike James.
That's right, tagging in Miracle Mike James. Of course, for the champions, you can't be eliminated if you're not in the ring. And it's a good way to keep a grasp on those tag team titles. Obviously, though, it's eventually going to come down to two teams, and you want to be one of those final two teams in this match and walk out of the sets the unified tag team champions.
You see some interesting pairings here and interesting teamings right here. Like we said earlier, we saw the Navajo Warrior and Jacob team up. I mean, we just saw Miracle Mike James and Navajo Warrior team up, so this is a rather interesting concept of a match.
Oh yeah, your partners and your opponents all at the same time, because you're trying to accomplish the same goal, and that's eliminate your opponents and win the match. And you can do everything you can to gain that upper hand. Looks like Mike James just sending the Irish hand grenade out of the ring. Now Jimmy Freeman going after him, sidestep by Mike James.
Here comes Jacob
as well. Here comes Jacob, and looks like Mike James is going to send him to the outside as well.
Miracle Mike James throwing everyone out like it's Christmas here.
Oh yeah, now we've got Marty Murphy, the whole 602 Wrecking Crew attacking Jimmy Freeman. GQ Gallo now getting in on the action. Here comes the great Ryan Lynch to the outside.
It's like an all-out street fight out there.
5 men just brawling on the outside of the ring. What's Mike James going to do? He's calling for the crowd. Asai moonsault to the outside.
Oh my
James
Lanta!
Took out all 5 competitors, JT.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a wreck here on the 60 down a mile away.
Mike James very proud of himself now, taking the action back to Jacob the Right Herzberg. Rolls him in the ring. Who's the legal man, JT?
I don't know who the legal man is. That referee's lost all control right here in this match.
I believe it's Mike James and Marty Murphy here as the referee not counting the pin on Jacob the Right Herzberg. Marty Murphy taking advantage of that. He's got him up on his shoulders, JT. We could see the TK 602 taking him out. 1, 2, 3. Miracle Mike been eliminated. Skull and Bones has been eliminated. The first team eliminated from the match.
1 pin closer to winning.
That's right. We'll find out if your investment was good. Now he's got Marty Murphy up on his shoulders.
What's this?
The Navajo Warrior. Death Valley Driver in the center of the ring.
No,
Marty Murphy celebrating.
Jacob, what are you
Gallo took out Jacob.
What's this? No!
Over from the 602
referee. That was a 2. They kicked out.
JT O'Sullivan, he got the 3 count as counted by the referee.
No!
Your boys have been eliminated. Looks like you're not going to be taking a trip back up to Vegas to collect your winnings as we have it down to Skyscrapers 2.0 and Native Blood doing battle for the Unified Tag Team Championships. The great Ryan Lynch trying to tag out, not able to do that as the Navajo Warrior looks to cut the ring in half and work over one of their opponents, leading themselves to victory.
I'll be right there, okay?
Those eyes eat and retaining the Unified Championship. We saw GQ Gallo coming off the top there, not favoring that ankle right now, working through the pain as only the veteran can. Just working over that arm, kicks to the chest, spinning under there on that arm, just totally pulling out of the socket. This does not look good for Steamin' Jimmy Freeman and the great Ryan Lynch. They're half the size of their opponents, JT. I don't know how they can expect to beat Native Blood and walk away with these titles now that they're the only 2 teams left.
That was a travesty right there. That referee, I don't know what he did right there, but I think he was working for Native Blood right there.
JT O'Sullivan, you
know better. How much did they pay him? How much did they pay you, huh? How much did they pay you to cheer for them, huh?
JT, I'm starting to question the training you received in Memphis. You know you need to cut your losses and move on at this point. JT, we've got action in the ring. You need to call the action as you see it, JT, because you can easily be replaced, just as everybody knows here in the world of professional wrestling.
Whatever, let's continue with this match. Come on, let's get it going.
That's a great idea, JT. I'm glad you thought of it to continue on with this match.
Gotta be professional.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a broadcast journalist. I gotta be professional. I'm
a broadcast journalist. Contributing to every match here is the Navajo Warrior to smash the chest of the great Ryan Lynch.
But I have a right to my opinion. You have to realize that I do have a right to my opinion.
You have every right to express your opinion here, but we have action at hand in the center of the ring. Ryan Lynch able to tag out, kicking Navajo Warrior in the chest. Steaming Jimmy Freeman now taking the action. Big body slam, or at least a body slam attempt on Navajo Warrior. I don't think he's going to be too successful in that one, JT.
He thinks big, okay? I got to give him that. He thinks big.
Got to have goals, JT, and obviously Steaming Jimmy Freeman does.
He thinks like a champion. I have to give him that.
Thrown to the mat by Navajo Warrior now. These guys may have bit off more than they can chew up against native blood.
More chops. Navajo Warrior's handing them out like it's a birthday party, right?
Very effective mode of offense, JT. Delivers very little pain on the Navajo Warrior, but takes a lot of steam out of Steaming Jimmy Freeman now, just face washing him in the corner.
He's washing him, I'll tell you.
Across the ring is Navajo Warrior now.
I think he's going to the car wash.
Ooh, goes to throw that hip check right into the face. Missing though, Steaming Jimmy Freeman got out of the way. Ooh, big knee to the back of the head. Almost a shining wizard to the back of the head.
To the back right there. That was very impressive by Steaming Jimmy Freeman.
Innovative offense here by the young tag team, trying to win those unified titles.
I think the
double Irish whip, double clothesline, takes Navajo Warrior off of his feet, chopping down the big tree with the great Ryan Lynch, going for the cover. Only gets two, not able to pick up the victory just yet.
I think the key for them to defeat Native Blood right here is to keep Navajo Warrior or GQ Gallo on one side of the ring, keep them there, make quick tags, because that is a very strong chance that they could win this match.
That's right, cut the ring in half and keep the big men off their feet. It's going to be their only way to go to victory. Here, I still don't like their chances, JT. I can't see Native Blood walking out of here without those titles at this point. They've definitely got the experience advantage, the size advantage. I don't see how they can lose those belts here at the sets in Tempe, Arizona.
If they keep this up, they have a very good chance, in my opinion, of winning those tag team titles. And I'm talking about Steaming Jimmy Freeman and Ryan Lynch right here.
We'll find out. We'll find out. This match has to end eventually. It's been a long contest now. Everybody's fatigued. Takes a lot to get three teams eliminated from a match. We're down to the final two. Going for the backdrop. Telegraphed it a little bit. Navajo Warrior now set for the DDT. Jimmy Freeman coming in. Looks like he gets a piece of the action as well. A DDT side Russian leg sweep combo. Stereo offense by the Navajo Warrior, taking both men out now. Looks like Navajo may have hit the back of his head against the mat. Maybe shades of that. Yes! But the 602 Wrecking Crew back in the ring.
Work on that ankle.
On the outside, excuse me. Just hitting G2 Gallo with that chair.
Yes.
JT, they've been eliminated from the match. What are they doing out here?
They do whatever they want.
602 Wrecking Crew just took out GQ Gallo now. Navajo's got nobody to tag into.
Good.
Again, maybe feeling the effects of that concussion.
This is what I was talking about.
This could be the opportunity that the Skyscrapers 2.0 were looking for, JT.
And I would think if they were smart enough, they'd go for it, which they look like they are. They're thinking wrestlers.
Steaming Jimmy Freeman now just waiting for Navajo, just picking his spot. Look at him, he's excited. Diving at the Navajo Warrior. Navajo caught him though. This does not look good for Ryan Lynch coming in with the neck breaker.
Go for the cover.
Both men are on the cover. Three. They got him.
We got new tag team champions.
New tag team champions. Steaming Jimmy Freeman and the great Ryan Lynch.
This is a shock.
They just won 4 titles, JT. They're no longer 560 pounds. They're now 600 pounds.
Oh yeah,
if they take the 40 pounds of gold. Brand new unified tag team champions. Steaming Jimmy Freeman. As we get the replay here, Navajo holding Jimmy Freeman. Lynch just takes him out with the neck
breaker. Hooks the leg. Very impressive right here.
Double hook of the leg. We've got brand new unified tag team champions. Steaming Jimmy Freeman and the great Ryan Lynch capturing the IZW Tag Team Championships and the NWA Arizona Tag Team
crowd shocked.
Anything can happen this weekend, every week on IZW Impulse. We got new champions.